Cause you niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me. And Justin Brown for your movie needs. Media popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. What's up, everybody? This is Brandon Collins, aka Eddie Collins. Hold on, nigga.
No, this is Brandon Collins. The guys is Justin Brown. What's going on, y'all?
We are Media Popcorn, but you already knew that from our sultry love song, you know. Well, theme song. It is a song out of love, though. You know.
Okay. That's what you want to go with.
And we are back with another Peanuts episode. This one is the 34th animated television special based on the popular comic book strip. And it aired on May 1st, 1991, Snoopy's Reunion, which completely changes the origin story of Snoopy as we've known until we watched this episode.
Well, this also changes the complexity of what the Peanuts were on screen ever since I've ever watched Peanuts.
Oh, because an adult talk finally?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're seeing like full-on adults and things. I've never seen them ever before.
Yeah, that was weird. It's like that's a good-looking family, Missy. I was like, what? Also, maybe that's why we have the womps because they could get good voice actors.
The way that farmer was talking to the dog, you would have thought that they made that dog together. They made that litter of puppies together. It was really weird. It was really weird the way he interacted with her.
Yeah, I mean the farmer character itself was just not great. And then also the fact that like they made it seem like that farm was well known, like was very popular and shit.
Yeah.
Like you got great reviews, sir, as the dog seller, but it's like, okay, that's fine and everything. But if you don't like the dog, or if like you need to get rid of the dog, you don't have to bring it back to me so I can resell the dog for money. Like that's insane.
Well, I mean, like, what is she going to do?
That little girl couldn't find any friends to take Snoopy in?
Nope. But and also, how did they not look into the fact that their building doesn't allow?
Yeah, that was weird. That was such a sad shot too when it pulled out the little girl crying to Snoopy. She's like, the building won't let you stay, Snoopy. And then you can see in Snoopy's face that he doesn't quite compute what happened. So I'm like, oh, okay. So Snoopy lost his mind when he got returned to that farm. That's why he's fucking cuckoo bananas.
Over for him. It was over.
Snoopy's the way he is because he went through a very traumatic experience.
Well, basically, because Snoopy's like, nobody really wants me. Other than this weird kid, Charlie Brown, who was basically he's a secondhand dog.
Yeah, and he was bought for $5.
Yeah,
which I was like, God damn, you can get a dog for $5.
A purebred.
How much are purebreds?
A purebred is always more expensive.
Like, how much are we talking? Are we talking $10?
No, like hundreds.
Really?
Yes.
Damn, I didn't know that.
I mean, obviously it depends off the breed as well, but a purebred, like, a Rottweiler is like, could be, I think on the low end, they're like maybe like $400 to $500. And that's like the low end.
Oh, the low end, low end theory. All right. I just do that to see your face, Jeff. He had, how many brothers and sisters did he have?
So there were 8 in the litter.
Okay. 8 in the litter, and they're growing up on a country farm. We still don't know where the Peanuts takes place, but they grow up country enough where when Snoopy's growing up as a pup, he's part of a country band where they just be playing all night. They got the fat, slow one. He's blowing on a jug, which for me, I'm like, that's such an insane con. Like, you know what it is? Someone was told, like someone who was quite not quite there in town, back in the 1860s or whatever the fuck, was told, hey, I know you can't play an instrument because you don't have that kind of coordination with your body, but here's a jug. Just blow. Just blow. Because that's insane, dude.
Yeah, that is you blow in this jug like I'm making music.
That's exactly what it is. It's
Yes.
insane. That puppy had a whole shelf of jugs. I'm like, first of all, how much jug turnover do you have? Just who?
I mean, nigga drop one, it's all over.
It's not a reed instrument. What the fuck is he doing?
Well, I mean, well, I guess, well, no, you can change the sound that comes out of a jug, stuff like that, if you add water to it, can't you?
I don't know. I don't know anything about jug like as an
Did you know that,
instrument.
like if you have, like when people play glasses and things like
Yeah.
that, you add different amount of water to them, it'll change the sound that comes out.
Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
science.
Yeah, so like all he has to do is add a little water to it. It's like you don't need to have 45 jugs on the fucking wall.
It's so weird. And then he's just like, "Oh yeah, gotta get the jugs." Mind you, this the actual reunion. This special is called Snoopy's reunion.
Yes.
The reunion literally happens the last 2 minutes, and it happens outside a parking lot. Because spoiler, everybody, they found that their farm's been decimated, and now there's a parking lot on the property.
Yeah. And
Charlie Brown looked at that like that demolished area like it was a fucking graveyard. That was so crazy. I've seen this special before when I was like a kid.
I've
Watching this as an adult is fucking nuts.
it's funny because like you said, like when Charlie Brown sees, he's just like, "What happened? It was right here. It was always right here. What's going on?" And he just goes into a pile of dirt. It's like, "This is it. This is it." It's like Snoopy was a Holocaust survivor, and they were making a fucking run back to Auschwitz to go see where his family was taken. I'm like what? It was really weird. It was really fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, the whole origin story about Snoopy, being raised on his farm, and then, they're being fed buffets of dog food with, chow and all kinds of choices and shit. And then the farmer puts a puppies for sale sign,
Mm-hmm.
and I was kind of like, why though? Like, you can clearly afford to have all of them. Why get rid of them?
No, he says like we're gonna have to sell the litter there, Missy. No, but I guess that's the reason he's a he's a dog breeder.
Uh,
So like, he says like, we did what we set out to do. So like, which is the way that farmer was talking was really fucking weird.
yeah, man, it felt like AI.
Yeah,
Like AI playing a farmer.
mm-hmm. It just
But
didn't sound right. Nothing about it sounded right.
I mean, a lot of these adults, the adults that we have been able to hear in the Peanuts universe are the most unsettling adult voices
Wait, what?
ever. Remember the Paris one? Remember he was like, on call, on call.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right.
we were just like, yo, this adult, like, because it's like the Baron or whatever. Remember, he was like letting these kids sleep out in the yard, but then he was talking about I was going to kill them.
Yeah, that's right.
Like the adults that have words in the Peanuts universe mean no good for anything.
This is like the best good to do adult that we've actually heard in the Peanuts universe. Yet, like I said before, Brandon, the way he talked to the dog made it seem like they created the litter of puppies together. Like it was wild. It was wild. And then like Missy, which is Snoopy's mom, that like her look was just like, huh. It was just weird. It was
all very weird. Yeah, yeah. But maybe that explains Snoopy's personality and how he's able to do all these human-like things.
because he's half human.
Yeah.
Because this farmer fucked a dog.
You didn't have to say it out loud. We all understood.
I'm gonna say it out loud. This is fucking nuts. It's nuts, Brandon.
I know people might be listening to this like, man, you guys are like taking this too literally. This is so weird. Like, why are you like this with peanut stuff? It's just because this world is so insane. And Charlie Brown just happens to be in the middle of it because he's just yearning to have a dog. So much so, I mean, he clearly is depressed. And his little sister tries to cheer him up. He's like, nah, I'd rather have a dog than like, your warm hug. I was like, yo.
Well, then he's like, hey, Sally, you want to go with me? To go pick up a dog. He's like, I don't give a fuck. That's your dog, not mine. I'm like, damn, I ain't taking a bus over across town. What do you think I am? Some kind of low level bitch?
It was very direct and a bit rude. When Snoopy got taken first, though, You saw all the light in the siblings' eyes just go away.
But they kept on playing.
But the music got sadder.
Yeah, yeah. As the ship went down, they're just still sitting. Snoopy household
Jesus.
was the Titanic.
Oh
Yeah, man,
man.
like that whole thing was just fucking. All right, all right. We need to talk about Snoopy's siblings. So the siblings, it was Snoopy, Belle, Olaf, Molly, Rover, Andy, and Marbles, and then
And
Snoopy
Spike.
was eight. No,
There's a Spike.
yeah, Spike. You're yeah. I said Missy, right? Because
Yeah.
Misty was the mom. Yeah, that's where I fucked up. Yeah, so Missy was the mom, Spike the brother. So I don't know. The only one whose name I knew was Olaf. That's the motherfucker that was blowing in the jug. then, then he had another brother, the one oh my god, I don't know what he was playing, but the one who wore the hat and had like the little mustache,
Oh yeah, yep.
skinny one, the one that
Yep.
looks like he does heroin. Um,
Who lives on the cactus?
bro. He lives in a cactus. So mind you, all of these dogs were adopted by people. But it seems that some of these dogs are now homeless.
Yes. They're not doing well.
Now, mind you,
How do they have addresses to mail the invite?
that don't
Sorry, by my voice.
Crazy.
You know.
Brandon, again, some of these dogs came off very homeless. Now, with that saying, the heroin dog who lives in the cactus, when he's leaving the cactus for the day, he locks the door and then he hangs the key to the right of the door. They go, why do you bother locking it if you're hanging the key right there for anybody to see? Bro.
Well, maybe maybe the breed wasn't great. You know, I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
This was a bad batch. You know, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, Daisy Hill Puppy Farm apparently had a great rep.
Yikes! I was like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, it was just and then watching the farmer crossing off the names of the puppies as they got bought, very unsettling for some reason. The way he was just looking at that like list, I was like, I don't like it. It was almost like he sold the puppies and then was going to steal them back like a Cruella de Vil or some shit. It was weird, man.
He's like, this one went here. It's like, and we're gonna get them back and sell them again.
Why not? It was also terrible that Olaf was picked last too.
Yeah, I mean, he's the chubby one. Chubby people get no love sometimes. It's terrible. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
So, oh God, what the fuck was I gonna say? You stopped me mid fucking sentence. I got lost. Brandon.
All right. Well, I'm sorry, man. We're gonna talk about another one of the brothers. There's only one sister, so
no, there's two.
There's two female.
There's two.
Okay. I mean, they don't spend enough time on any of them to really except for the one that lives in the cactus, and then the one with the hat. Because where was he living? He was homeless too, though, right?
Which one?
The one. Which one had the cactus? That wasn't Olaf.
No. I don't know which one that was, but it was one of them.
Cactus had was the dude with the hat. Olaf lives in just some house where he had a bunch of jugs and shit. But you're right. Like half of them did look like they were unhoused. They didn't have anywhere to go. So for this reunion notification, it was very odd how they all just came together so easily. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, if Snoopy knew where all of them were, he didn't have to be the one to organize this. And technically he didn't. Charlie Brown did.
Which is also because apparently, I mean, well, I guess it's well known and lore that Snoopy's doghouse is actually an airplane. So he could have visited them anytime he wanted to.
Yes.
Because that's how he takes everybody home at the end.
Yes, it is.
But also at the same time, he almost kind of leads us to believe that he cannibalizes other dogs because he has a toothpick and he's picking out his teeth. I'm just like,
that's not what that
dogs. What'd you do to them dogs?
That's not what that meant. He had the little fighter pilot helmet on and stuff.
What
That's what they used to do. They used to have toothpicks in their mouths.
did they?
Yeah, imagery. Like if you look at images of like fighter pilots and stuff, they do like the toothpick, like you know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the thing, but to me, it just seems like he ate them dogs. But he took them on a flight right into his stomach.
Really? That's what you go. That's how
Yep,
you're gonna peter out.
yep. He
All
ate
right.
the dog.
I yeah the siblings getting together so quick was very annoying because basically we see Charlie Brown getting Snoopy after the farmers put up another sign for puppies when Snoopy's returned by his previous owner
Yep.
because they can't allow pets in the building. And I was like, how much foot traffic or like drive-by traffic does this fucking farm get where they could just put up a sign, puppies for sale, and then like word gets out because Charlie Brown's like, I heard about a farm that has a puppy.
He was reading in the paper. There's an ad. I mean, because I guess the Peanuts is technically set in like the 60s, right?
Yeah,
So
sure.
therefore, I mean, like that's where people got the good news.
Yeah, maybe even earlier too.
So, all right, here's the other thing. Now, oh well, actually, to answer your question of like how did they like how far is it, like they live literally on the edge of town to the point where it's like there's a house, like a modern house, and
Yeah,
then it becomes a dirt road, and there's a farm right there. So it's really just like on the edge of town.
yeah,
And then obviously that's why they buy out the property and they demolish it and turn it into a fucking parking garage. But that's a whole nother story. And mind you,
yeah.
4 years is all it took. That place was gone.
Okay, yeah, it was 4 years because when Charlie Brown gets Snoopy, it's like they jump to a year and then they jump 3 years ahead, which didn't make any sense to me. Because Snoopy's becoming depressed
Yeah.
and stuff. I don't. It was odd when they all came together and then they went to the same location. They were all like similarly on the same bus on the way to the reunion.
Oh, because they were all just like hanging outside.
A lot of them got off the same bus.
Like they're here. And they run outside and they all just stand there with with the instruments. Also, I just think it's hilarious that like, hey man, we're getting together for this instrument. I haven't seen my brother or nor my sisters for 4 full years. Let me go get my drum set. Like what?
Yeah, it was like it's interesting because I realized when I was older because all right, so every Sunday my mom and I would go to a movie typically, right, and stuff like that. And I remember when I was older, and I was talking about like I was going to take this girl on a date to the movies, and someone was like, "Oh, like sometimes people go to the movies just to kill time so they don't have to talk." And then I was like, "Oh shit!" Like maybe that's like what my mom used to do in movies. Obviously, I love movies and she loves movies, but I'm like, what if that's like another ulterior motive for doing it, right? And
Yeah.
so for this, I'm wondering, is music their way of not having to talk about the shit that they've seen and been through?
Oh, so that's
Like,
the
you know what I mean? Because everyone initially just grabbed an instrument. It's like when those kids got called back for Pennywise, like they got a one phone call. Everyone's like, "All right, I guess we gotta kill this fucking clown." You know what I mean? Like they all got the letter, and we're just like, "Okay, instrument. Now I'm gonna hit the road." You know what I mean? I
somebody
don't
just
think Charlie Brown was like, "Hey, get your banjos and your shit together because we're gonna be doing a jamboree." I don't think Charlie Brown would even know they used to have a band.
yeah, true. That's
You know
true.
what I mean? So it was just that for me, like it just went to this weird, like my personal connection with what this could be
Mhm.
and stuff like that. But I'm also learning more and more that families don't talk about shit. So maybe I'm right.
Fair. That's a fair assessment. It's a fair assessment.
Yeah, it was annoying though because like this is all the catalyst is that Snoopy's falling into depression. They call him melancholy, and Sally's basically like, well, why don't you try to like help him get his family together? But
Linus.
oh no, it was Sally that brought it up. Remember, because I wrote down Sally's actually smarter than she seems.
Hmm.
She was the one that suggested it,
Okay, for some reason. Oh yeah, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. Because
and
they
I
looking out the window at
yeah
him from his bedroom.
yeah because Linus was kind of a dick in this one. Remember, he's the one that's like Charlie Brown. I looked at the previous records and you got to use dog.
That's the other thing. Why are you going through people's paperwork, Linus?
Yeah. And Linus made a weird face, almost like he would have been like, "You got a nigga dog." Like it was weird.
He's like, that's what you want? This your best friend? Not not a nigga dog for me.
Yeah, but that was weird when they all came together and they just started playing outside a parking lot.
Yeah,
Little banjo band and everything like that. That dum 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 dum. It's so weird ass special, man.
it really is. Well, because also just the fact is like, you know, y'all could have gone on the, you know, in that like dirt mound or something like that. Y'all just decided to just be buskers on the street and just play music on a corner, and like that's your reunion. It's like, guys, like we could do better than this. And then you get back on the bus and drive home.
That's what I was gonna say. Like that actually was my initial thing I wanted to mention is that why was this all on Snoopy and his family to organize? You know what I mean? These siblings must not actually be that close because they could have arranged this every year.
I mean, listen, there has to be someone as a catalyst in any family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it also didn't seem like they necessarily spoke much. So like, you know, at that point, this, well, I mean, I guess they had to be in some contact for Snoopy to actually know their addresses, but but
Yeah, remember this is before Woodstock, so it's not like a nigga could fly around and find them.
mm-hmm. That's true. That's true.
Also, by the way, I looked up like a bunch of like Charlie Brown specials. Apparently, there's a murder, like not a murder mystery one, but there's a mystery one.
No, no.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that would have been perfect to do for October.
Well, we're talking about another horror story, which is family.
Fair enough.
Remember,
Fair.
it's coming out in November, though.
I
Folks,
know.
peeking behind the curtain, we record these a little bit in advance.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, nothing that I said would have led to that. I I purposely said it so it didn't make it seem like we were recording this in October. I said that would have been a perfect one for October. But you know, whatever. You high, Brandon, aren't you?
No, I'm not. No,
Yeah,
I'm not.
he is. Pay
What?
attention, y'all. Pay attention.
They can't pay attention. They're listening.
Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention.
All right. I didn't know that Charlie Brown built that doghouse for Snoopy. And
Yeah,
then Snoopy immediately was like, inside? No, I'm good. On top. It's more my flavor.
that's after he kicked it and straightened all the boards.
True.
Yo, what kind of janky ass job did you do, Charlie Brown, where somebody could kick it and then the boards go straight? Like, yo, what's going on?
Charlie Brown's not doing well,
He was
man.
out there with a hammer, and then somebody kicked it, and then everything's like, now it works. Now it's good. Far more secure now after I put foot to this thing.
Charlie Brown was thirsty as fuck for a dog, man.
Yeah, he was.
He was like, I'm gonna get this dog.
It's like he was talking to Sally like he was trying to find a hooker. Like it was
Jesus Christ.
he's looking in the classifieds. He's like, look, Sally, there's a hooker for $20. I'm gonna get my dick sucked for the first time. This is gonna be phenomenal. Ooh. I'm gonna get myself a hooker. Ooh, boy.
That's insane. That was an insane rat.
Yeah, it was. It was.
I can't believe he got Snoopy for $5 though.
I know. And the guy's kind of just like, he kind of looks at him, he's like, well, $5 isn't enough for like a top dog. And like Charlie Brown says, he's like, but I'll give it to you for $5. He's like, yeah, because I didn't give that other bitch a refund. That's why. This is nothing but profit.
I also was thinking when the kids go in there, doesn't he say, y'all better have money? He said something like that, right?
I don't remember that one. I don't remember that. I mean, it would be pretty wild if he did say, hey, you better have some money. If you're not in here, I'm going to bring out my shotgun.
He did. I mean, he didn't say it in a threatening version like that, but there's definitely there's some dark spins you could do on the Peanuts group, right? Because of how they carry themselves, you could easily do one about like the 80s, like, child abductions and shit like that. Because these kids are all putting themselves in all kinds of danger. You do an episode about that. You could do an episode about drug addiction with these kids. There's a lot of different dark things you could do with these characters.
Okay, so here's a question for you, Brandon. Um, do you think that they should make a Snoopy verse, much like the Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and make horror movies based off the Peanuts?
No, no, don't do that. Even though I would love to see like what the Great Pumpkin really is about. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That fully realized in the Peanuts world. I feel like that could be theatrical because
Okay.
the Great Pumpkin, Linus waits all this time and he finally meets him and he's all the Sinister Force or whatever. And then, it's like it could be like the entity like the Smile series and shit. And
Mm.
everybody started getting got.
Okay.
The darkness rises.
Sounds like the Snoopy verse to me.
That'd be insane if like we finally got what we wanted. We were like,
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself. Yeah.
You were really just trying to shoehorn that bitch in there. He's just like, I'm gonna use this one today. One way or another, I'm gonna get this one in this show. Oh, I'm about to make a name for myself. Literally what was on your mind for the last number of hours before we started recording was like, yeah, Gambit's putting points on the show today.
it's funny you think I think that far ahead. Oh man. Oh, okay. Out of all the TV specials we watched, though, how would you rate Snoopy's reunion?
All right. So because Snoopy is a monster in his own right, and taking him out of like the monster role and just being like pretty problematic as a dog to this young boy and his friends, this because it was like centered around him, but it wasn't necessarily about Snoopy necessarily being crazy. It was actually far more subdued, and like even though like there's not a real coherent and straight plot to this thing.
No.
But it does seem a little bit more centered as opposed to a lot of the other Peanuts stuff that we've watched. Weirdly enough, I feel. I don't know. What do you think?
I can kind of see that. This is just an odd entry because according to Lluvia, our producer's research, they just deviate so much from the continuity of Peanuts that it feels like a very odd story. I would love to like watch more to see if any of this ever comes back or stays consistent. Some of the things that they found are inconsistencies depicted regarding Snoopy's origin. Reveals during the course of the film, Snoopy come home along with the comic strip. Charlie Brown reveals to Linus that when he was a child, a kid poured a bucket of sand over his head that caused him to cry. The next day, Jesus Christ! The next day, Charlie's parents took him to the Daisy Hill puppy farm where he bought Snoopy as a gift for him. Additionally, only during the course of the film.
Protect your dog. Go on.
Yes, that's what Snoopy's goal. That's what his task is supposed to be this whole time.
Oh boy.
And he's been failing ever since. Kids poured a whole bucket of sand over us. That's the catalyst for getting Snoopy.
Yikes. Poor Charlie Brown. Poor Charlie Brown.
I mean, that's a hell of an origin. That's the hell of the first 10 minutes of a live action Peanuts movie.
I mean, that's the beginning of his villain story.
Yeah, I mean, if any kid I know that was getting bullied back in the day, like as bad as the bullying was, it was never like a whole bucket of sand bad.
Yeah.
Because you don't get that out. That's incredibly uncomfortable.
It gets in your eyes.
And you always remember the sand boy or girl.
Because kids are brutal.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
don't let you live it down.
Especially if, man, God forbid this happens to you like 2 years before Spider-Man 3 and people learn about Sandman as a villain. They're going to be like posting pictures of that nigga all your lockers.
People are going to be going to their local CVS and print and getting pictures of Sandman movie. We have to cut pictures out of them from fucking magazines, and then on top of that, you wear that kind of zigzag, sort of striped shirt. So like they're gonna get on you for that. Yeah, come on, man. It's just not a good day. It's just not a good day for old Chuck.
No, it's never a good day for him.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason for Lila returning Snoopy to Daisy Hill Puppy Farm is different. In Snoopy Come Home states that Linus and Charlie Brown learned that Lila and her family had to return Snoopy as they had to move to an apartment building which forbade pets. The element of the no pets policy is written into Snoopy's reunion, although Lila lived in the apartment for long, and the landlord recently imposed said rule. Okay.
Okay. So there's one thing. So two of Snoopy's siblings, Molly and Rover, actually are this is the only time they appears in this special, but all the other siblings have popped up in the Peanuts comic
I've
strip.
seen Olaf before.
Yeah,
for sure. I don't know if it's just in the comic strip or in like a TV special
like that.
Yeah, but he's definitely popped up before. So despite Charlie Brown saying that they had Snoopy for 4 years, meaning Charlie Brown had to have him been around 4 first getting him, he seems exactly the same age in the flashback to now when Snoopy was a puppy. Yeah. This is true for everyone except Snoopy and his siblings. Even Sally, who would have been at least 3 or 2 noticeably younger, is still the exact same age.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure if you told Charles Schultz and whoever he wrote and directed this with, they probably do a line of coke and then look at you and be like, "Who the fuck cares? You fucking worry too much. That's what you do, nigga."
What you're saying is, you want me to give you a younger Charlie Brown? Yeah, that's what would have happened.
Yeah, it's insane. That they probably were like, I don't even know if people asked these kind of questions back in the day, back in 1991.
Yeah.
When you're making a special, did people care enough? Because there wasn't an internet where you could look this shit up.
I think that people are doing far more than anyone has, far more than anyone has ever done for Charlie Brown specials. You know what I'm saying? We are deep diving more than anyone has ever done in creation, because these are nuts. And people are just like, it is what it is. It's the Charlie Brown world.
Yes, this is true. I still keep going back to the whole bucket of sand. like, bro, if you did that to somebody, you would have to believe that they're going to haunt you in some form or fashion.
Oh, that retribution is afoot.
Yeah, something's going to happen. It could be a day later. It could be a year later. It could be 20 years later. But something's going to happen.
Oh, you going to feel something. You're going to feel something. You trespassed upon me, and vengeance shall be mine.
There's actually a lot of comedy that could be taken out of that story.
Yeah.
There's a lot that Peanuts could really do. And it's weird because, like, I always feel like Peanuts, these TV specials are holding back. Like, I've seen moments of genuine, like, comedy out of some of these Peanuts movies and stuff. And I just wish they lean more into that versus kind of like this trying to be like, wholehearted, but with like a weird, slightly pessimistic spin on it.
Yeah.
Just because this didn't really make me laugh. This wasn't really enjoyable compared to the other specials. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, this is what like this one thing. Like, didn't the last special we watched, wasn't there something about Snoopy made a pizza and then he got sick or some shit?
I don't remember what was the last one we did.
It's been a while. And so like there's times where like the specials in the movies maybe don't work, but there's been at least one entertaining moment. In this one, it was very weird just because I'm like, this doesn't really fit with the continuity. And also, Snoopy and his siblings were kind of creepy.
Yeah.
That banjo band was creepy as fuck, bro. That's a fucked up Mumford and Sons. That's a real fucked up.
It's a fucked up Mumford and Sons.
And they didn't even have a singer.
Yeah, they're just a fucking well, no, it wouldn't be acoustic. Well, I guess technically yes, because they're just, there's nobody singing or anything like that, and the tracks behind it. Yeah, I would
have been trying to sell them ASAP too if I own a farm and then I got to deal with these fucking niggas all night playing this banjo music. Yeah, I'd be like, okay, time to split the family up. Time to break the band up.
Sorry, guys, the jam sessions are over.
Feel like because they definitely seem like the kind of group that like the farmer would be like, "Hey, knock it off," and they'd be like, "Okay, we're done." And like the guy walks away like 10 feet, and then she's like, dum, dum, dum.
No, or Snoopy just comes out, looks up, and goes, wah, and then slams the door shut. And you hear the music start up again. I mean, also the sound effects that Snoopy makes, outside of are just really weird.
This is true. Also, now that I think about it, if Snoopy and his group, in his brood, are that talented to be playing fucking instruments, right? How dare Lila's building be like, we don't allow pets? It's like, have you met this nigga? He could probably run the whole building. He could be a super. You know what I mean? It's just like, it doesn't add up. They posit that Snoopy was able to make a fucking airplane out of his doghouse at the end, right?
He did.
Therefore,
he kicked fucking straight after Charlie Brown built it.
Yeah.
It's now an airplane.
He's like fucking Rocket Raccoon. So he would be the most popular pet in the world.
Yeah. All you got to do is put on one of those like the cabbie hats, and I could see him being a super.
This makes you think that like the whole Charlie Brown universe is a what if situation for Snoopy, right? It's like their Marvel version of what if. Basically, if Snoopy had stayed with Lila, we wouldn't probably have half of the shit that we have, for good and bad. Because Snoopy wouldn't have broken mentally, and he wouldn't be thinking he's a fighter in World War II and shit like that, or that he's Joe Cool, the pedophile, or that he'd just be chilling in this building.
I mean,
instead he got looped in with Charlie Brown's crazy ass.
He was just like, "Yo, I got to keep myself busy messing around with this fucking idiot.
This nigga gonna kill me."
Oh man,
because Charlie Brown is somehow George and Lydia from Of Mice and Men. He's like those two characters together. You know what I mean?
Let our powers combine.
He's like, he has good ideas, but then like the dumb part of him gets in the way. Oh man. All right, I guess Justin, break down our rating system, baby.
Stop calling me baby. So, guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies, bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional. If a film doesn't deserve any buttery, delicious popcorn that's warm and creamy, well, creamy and butter. I don't know what that means because there's no creamy butter. But, guys.
Isn't butter sweet cream?
Well, yes, but it's butter is runny. I mean, if you're putting it on popcorn, it's like you pour it over. You don't fucking have cream you're pouring on fucking popcorn. All right, regardless. So, guys, we sat down. Oh, I'm sorry. If it doesn't deserve any popcorn, we throw it into the stale popcorn pile. We pile piles and piles of stale popcorn on the top of it. So you made me lose my damn train of thought. So, guys, we sat down and watched the 1991 special, Snoopy's Reunion, another fucking Peanuts banger. There's no reason to read out the voices of these people because you'll never understand who the hell they are, other than Bill Melendez, because he was like one of the guys that was in all of them. But Brandon, what say you, sir?
Yeah, this gets wow, yeah, this gets 21 piles of stale popcorn. It's just so boring and so weird. It's just really weird to hear human voices. It's really weird, like it's even like the tone of it, the tone and the way it's drawn, it's just dark. This isn't a fun one. And maybe it's not supposed to be fun. Maybe it's supposed to really give you like a picture to see Snoopy's psyche. And like, because really like when he gets taken, dude, the siblings, like their eyes it was like shark eyes. They just went black, bro. And then, Snoopy, when he got returned, he was emotionally broken because he's back where he started. All of his siblings are gone. That's why he's so emotionless when she returns him. He's just like, that little girl broke Snoopy.
Well, no, she didn't break Snoopy. Just circumstance did. The world.
No, she broke him. She broke him because she went into that farm and she didn't even look at Snoopy. She just looked at the names and said Snoopy. Then she saw him in person and said Snoopy. She picked him out of the fucking group.
Like he's a slave.
And now he's a slave to Charlie Brown.
Yeah, yeah.
Not really, though. We all know what's really happening there. That's like the Steven
yeah, he runs it.
Yeah, from Django Unchained. That's like he's the one running shit.
Yeah.
But that's my rating. Justin, what's yours?
Yeah, I'm just gonna give this 1991 Piles of Stale Popcorn. Like I mean, it's everything that you said. Like it kind of these specials were always weird and but somewhat fun, and just this one wasn't really all that engaging because Snoopy wasn't necessarily Snoopy. You had all these other characters that didn't really do much because like yeah, you had all of his brothers and sisters and whatnot, but none of them really had like a personality like Snoopy or anything like Snoopy, other than the fact that they play instruments. So it's just like it's not like a family trait where you have these dogs which are fucking awesome or whatever. It's just Snoopy. So it didn't really add anything much to his lore. Like even his mother, it was like she was just a regular dog. Then how the fuck is Snoopy the way he is? You know what I'm saying? Because nothing explains why Snoopy is what he is, and then also seeing the the adults and hearing them talk normal, whatever, it was kind of off-putting and it just didn't fit.
Yeah, 100%. Hopefully the next one's more fun, man. That's all I'm saying. Because, it's hard to get Justin to agree to do these peanut specials, folks. And I know y'all like them, but if they just are blah, like this, it's hard to sell Justin on it. Because then, like, it comes up, he's like, do we have to? Can we do anything else? Like, anything. And then I'm like, can you do musicals? He's like, I don't want to do a musical.
Yeah. I will. We will not be doing Joker 2. I can't.
Then we got to do a Harry Potter movie.
Wait. How does Joker 2?
So, folks, as always, you can follow me at Frodo_Blackens on Instagram and Threads. You can follow the show at Medium P Podcast on all social media platforms. Be sure to go to youtube.com/Medium P Podcast. Press that subscribe button so you can learn about all future reviews and celebrity interviews on the channel. And Justin, if you want to follow the show, we'll follow you and then support the show financially. What can they do, my brother?
Guys, you can follow me at J Brown Did It on all your social media platforms. But if you want to support this show and make this show better, make it amazing, then you need to take yourself over to Patreon, patreon.com/medium popcorn. We have $2, $5, $10, and $15 packages. Our entire backlog is on Patreon. We have bonus shows. We have mini shows, guys. Patreon is where you need to be. So again, patreon.com/medium popcorn.
That's right. All right, folks. If there's a peanut special y'all want us to talk about, go to speakpipe.com/medium popcorn. Leave us a voicemail. Tell us the title of the special and why we should do it as our next Peanuts episode. Help us out here. What are we missing?
Nothing. That's nothing. We're not missing anything. This was a miss as a whole fucking film.
All right, Joe. Peace.